Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vada Premanandi, Haribo. Hare Krishna. All right. Please pass me the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. Please bring it. I'm going to read from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, verse 66. Nasti buddhira yuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shantir, ashantasya kuta sukam. Translation: one who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? This is Lord Krishna speaking to Arjuna, his disciple. Purport by Srila Prabhupada: unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So it is confirmed in the 5th chapter, 29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is the proprietor of all universal manifestations, and that he is the real friend of all living entities, then only can one have real peace. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for the mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. And when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, proprietor, and friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without a relationship with Krishna is certainly always distressed and without peace, however much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. So, this is the spiritual psychology. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you want to be happy. That's natural. Everyone wants to be happy. Isn't? Nobody wants to suffer. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, how can you be happy if you don't have peace of mind? And we have seen that people may have a lot of money, a lot of comforts, fame, power, But if they have no peace of mind, they can't be happy. You can buy with money a nice house, but not a home. You can buy a nice fancy bed, but not the sleep to be able to sleep. You may need to take some pills to go to sleep because you have so much mental anxiety. Well, so this is very, very practical philosophy, very applicable nowadays. Although Krishna spoke this knowledge 5,000 years ago, is eternal. The knowledge is eternal. And it's for everyone. Not just for those who are born in India. It's for everyone. Because everyone is part of Krishna. Everyone is a soul, spirit soul, eternal soul. So, and how can somebody have a peace of mind unless one have a spiritual intelligence to pacify the mind? You know, the mind is very stubborn, very whimsical, and it's very difficult to control. Arjuna himself said that in the Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna allowed you. Yes, it is true. But if you practice and have detachment, it is possible to control the mind. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he advised to have peace of mind, to chant always the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalunasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. Yesterday I was at a home program in San Diego, and one lady asked me this question: what is the best process to achieve liberation in this age, Kali Yuga? And I repeat this verse to her, that Mahaprabhu Chaitanya is quoting this scripture. He's saying that for this age, there is no better process for achieving spiritual emancipation than the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no better process. And he repeated 3 times. Nastieva, Nastieva, Nastieva. Nastieva means there is no other way. There is no better way. And Harinam 3 times. So one of the Nastieva is for those who think that material life is the all in all. There is nothing after death, there is no God, just enjoy your body, the more you can, the best you can, that's it, life. So this is Nastieva for those people. There is no other way. That's fine, you want to be happy, but why you are suffering? You don't want to become old, you don't want to become sick, you don't want to die. So where's the real happiness then? So materialistic people, they think they can be happy with temporary things. When you die, you can't take anything with you. So become attached to so many things, but you can't take them with you. You know the story of Alexander the Great? He was going to die, he was very sick, and he told his followers how he wanted to be his funeral. He said, I want my funeral to be, my coffin to be carried by the best doctors. And also, my both hands should be outside the coffin. And not only that, on the way to my grave, I want you to put all jewels and gold and valuable stones all the way to my grave. So they were bewildered. They didn't understand why he's asking that. But his minister was a very clever man. He said, I know. By asking that best doctor carry his coffin, he's saying, no matter, you may have the best doctors in the world, they can't save you from death. Prabhupada once told a story. He knew a very rich man in India. He was praying to his doctor, best doctor, please give me 4 more years of life. I will give you half of my money. He was a very rich man, billionaire. But doctor could not give him even 4 hours. Wasn't in his hand. There is a Bengali saying, Mare Krishna Rake Krishna Mare Ke. If Krishna says your time to die, nobody can save you. And if Krishna wants to protect you, nobody can harm you. That's the truth. That's the reality. So the minister said, and by wanting his hand out of the coffin, he wants to say that he's living empty-handed. He may have conquered, worlds and nations. He tried to conquer India. He was not successful. He wanted to see why people, offer so much respect to the sages. So he went on his horse to the forest to find the sages, to bribe them. So he found one of the sages. He thought, if they, are bribed, they accept me, then it's easy to everyone else to accept me since they worship them, the gurus, the sages. So he found the sage sitting there in meditation. So he stopped in front of him and said, do you know who I am? I am Alexander the Great. I have conquered many countries and nations. Oh, okay. The sage says, fine. I said, ask me anything you want, I will give it to you. You want a house, a wife, a lot of gold, anything you want to ask me, I will give it to you right now. And the sage, no, I don't need anything, I'm fully satisfied. Really, you don't need anything? No, I'm fully satisfied. But at least please ask me something. Okay. Please move your horse to the side. You're covering the sun, I'm getting some sun. A little sunshine, Anyway, so he understood, I can't conquer these people. They are not greedy. They are not greedy. So, of course, to be greedy spiritually is very good. Because in that way you make spiritual progress, I want to come closer to God. I want to, love Him, worship Him, serve Him. That's very good greed. But the material greed makes you more entangled in this world, You become more cruel to others just to achieve what you want. You don't care for anyone. So we have seen people like that. They cheat, lie, kill, even for greed, material greed. And they have to suffer afterward. They can't avoid suffering. Because that's the law of karma. Anything you do has to come back to you. Good or bad. No? So, and paving his way to the grave with all jewels, and he said, okay, I'm leaving behind everything. I can't carry anything with me. So knowing that truth, we shall develop detachment. So that's what Krishna is advising Arjuna, to control the mind. Practice every day. Of course, for this age, the best process, chant the holy name of the Lord. Practice every day chanting and be detached. Don't become too attached to things. No more than necessary. Sometimes devotee asks me, well, how can you become detached? It's a difficult thing sometimes, Told them it's very easy if you understand it. Suppose two friends walking on Hollywood Boulevard. And one friend tells the other, do you see this BMW car? I renounce it. Do you see this beautiful girl passing through? I give it up. Do you see this beautiful mansion? I give it up. And if it, of course, is easy, it doesn't belong to you. So if something doesn't belong to you, it's easy to give up the attachment to it, isn't it? So in the same way, we have to give up the attachment to the idea to become detached. Because there is nothing to be detached from if nothing belongs to us. We just need to be detached from the idea that something belong to us and we have to be detached from it. So that's what the verse, the 529 Bhagavad Gita says. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshvaram suridam sarvabhutanam yatvam shantim richati. Krishna says, those who understand that I am the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifice and penance, that I am the proprietor of all universal manifestations, and I am the best friend of everything and everyone, then only you can have everlasting peace. And when you are really peaceful, you can be always happy anywhere, in any condition, any situation, even poor or rich, whatever. You are satisfied because you know I am eternal servant of Krishna. I'm not going to die. This body is going to die, but I'm eternal. So there is nothing to lament about. But it's not enough just to know theoretically. We are not these bodies, we are spirit soul. We have to experience it. We have to live it. And how can we do that? How can have the experience? You know, spiritual knowledge is something very deep, very profound, and we need to hear it over and over, So, because we don't accept something unless we understand it. So if you don't understand, we keep hearing and asking questions until we understand. Once we understand, then we accept. Yes, it is true. It's real. It's not fantasy. Krishna consciousness is real. It's for good, forever. Then after acceptance, there is conviction. You don't need nobody to convince you. You are already convinced. And when there is conviction, then you want to practice. You want to be serious about it. You want to make spiritual advancement. You want to grab your beads and chant every day, every morning. With your heart, with sincerity, with surrender, loving surrender. So it's all about Krishna consciousness, to understand that we have forgotten our loving relationship with God, with Krishna. And in this human form of life, we can revive this relationship. So we are forgetful souls. So that's why Krishna sent, his representative, the spiritual master, to remind us of this forgetfulness we are in now. Tell you one allegorical story. One stormy night, an eagle's egg slid down the hill, and the next morning, a hen found it. So with her wing, she put it in her nest, and after a few days, many small chickens were born, and one small eagle also there. So this small eagle, being surrounded by so many chickens, he thought himself to be a chicken too. So they will follow the hen, he will also follow behind. She will feed him and the other ones, And this way the poor eagle became part of the chicken community. And one day this poor chicken, he looked at the sky and he saw a big eagle flying majestically in the sky. So he asked his mother hen, "What bird is that, mother?" "Oh, that's an eagle, but you are a chicken. Don't think otherwise." Are you sure I am a chicken? Yes, you are a chicken. You are my son. Okay. Poor eagle, no? What is the lesson? The lesson is, if you want to fly like an eagle, don't listen to the chicken. Meaning, if you want to make spiritual advancement, don't let yourself be influenced by materialistic, ignorant people who say there is no God, no soul, nothing. Nothing after death. But the story doesn't end there. That eagle flying up in the sky, with his eagle eye, he saw the small eagle down there. So he came down and called him, "Come. What are you doing with these chickens living in? What are you doing here?" "Well, I'm a chicken. I live here. This is my friends, my family, mother." No, you are not a chicken. You are an eagle like me." "Really? I'm an eagle?" "Yes." An eagle recognizes another eagle. And you are meant to fly. "Do you want me to teach you to fly?" "Oh yes, I saw you flying so beautiful in the sky." "Really, can you teach me to fly?" "Yes." "Climb on my back, I'm going to go and teach you." And Be grateful for their care. They cared for you until now. Now is another phase of your life. So he went, asked, hen or chicken. Oh, thank you for. Now is I'm living now. And do you know how the eagle teach their offspring how to fly? They push them out of the nest. Fly or die. Of course, they wait until their wings are grown enough to push them, Not before. I've seen the commentary how the small eagle, struggling in mid-air, But unless they get a push, they will not be free from the fear of flying. They need this little push. So we all need also that little push, to practice spiritual life seriously, sincerely. We need encouragement. We need good association. And avoid the bad association, the bad company we should give up and seek the good company. That's all about Krishna consciousness. You know the saying, birds of the same feather fly together. Is it? So it's very important. If you are interested in spiritual life, some of your mundane friends may reject you. Oh, you are now into spiritual, this Hare Krishna. No. Come, let's have a, fun, let's have a beer and eat some meat. No, I don't do those things. Oh, we don't want anything with you now. Like that. So that's normal. It's like somebody get married and your husband, is a good person, but he may have friends and enemies too. So, although you don't have any relationship with those people, just by marrying this person, they also become your friends and enemies. Because of the relationship with your husband or wife. In the same way, once one accepts Krishna and wants to become devotee of Krishna, naturally some people like it, some people will not like it. What can you do? We are not meant to please everyone. It's not possible to please everyone. But to please Krishna, that's most important. If he's pleased, then everything is achieved. So, if everybody, just theoretically speaking, suppose the leaders of the world, they accept that God, Krishna is the proprietor of everything, what will be the result of that? You know what the result will be? No more corruption. No more stealing from other people. Will be paradise. If people stop being corrupt and thieves, will be paradise. But because people's heart is dirty, they can't stop doing these bad things to others and to themselves. There's a story of it happened in the Middle Ages. One king named Akbar, Mughal king. He had many ministers, and he found that one of his ministers was corrupt. He was stealing money. So he wanted to kick him out of his service of the palace. But he had some friend, no, it's the first time, give him another chance, But his prime minister, Birbal, his name, said, no. Once somebody is corrupt, he always will find a way to be corrupt. Don't trust him. Then one of his friends say, I know a job you can give him, he can be corrupt. What job would that will be? Okay, we have the Jamuna River here in Delhi. So put him to count the waves. He can count the waves pass into the river. And that job he can be corrupt. Okay, let's give him a chance. Birbal said, even there he will find a way. Let's see who's right, the king said. So they put him there. He was counting the waves every day. He has a big notebook and writing in it. And one day, after a few months, a boat passed through with pilgrims, like 50, 100 people in the boat. They were, going pilgrimage. So he stopped the boat. Stop the boat. Who's the captain of the boat? Come here, everyone. You start my service to the king. I was counting the waves, and by passing in front of me, you stopped me from doing my job. Now all of you are going to jail. Please forgive us, we didn't know. Well, if you want me to forgive you, you have to give me 100 gold coins. Amongst all of you, collect between all of you 100, otherwise you're going to jail. But we are poor people. We can give you 50 copper coin. No, it has to be 100 golden coin or jail. And then one of the passengers told him, yes, we are going to give you 100, but lashes. He took out his beard, was the king. Was the king in disguise. And his minister, see, he called him up. He said, once somebody is corrupt, he always be corrupt. Of course, unless, become purified, becomes devotee. So, that's what's happening in the world. People can't give up their bad habits because they don't want to. They don't know nothing better, So Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. It's a natural awakening of the soul to its real nature. The real nature of the soul is Satchitananda, eternal, knowledge, and blissful. But now we are in a temporary life, we have to get old and die. And we are ignorant, we are born ignorant. We have to go and learn ABC. Although you may be a PhD from past life, you have to start learning ABC again. But the spiritual life is not like that. If suppose in this life or past life, you got up to 50% of spiritual progress. Next life, you don't start from 0, you start from 51 up. So there is no loss, no diminution. Neha vikrama na shvasti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. And that will free us from the greatest fear, that having achieved this human form of life, to become animal in next life. Some people don't believe that once you're human, you're always human. The Bhagavad Gita say otherwise. Bhagavad Gita say that if somebody dies in full ignorance, he will born as an animal next life. Somebody died in a mode of passion, he become human again, according to his karma, whatever. If somebody died in the mode of goodness, he may go to heavenly planet, Swargalok. No? And if one die in Krishna consciousness, fully aware of God, love, then he doesn't have to take another birth in this world. He goes back home, back to Godhead. So it depends on us. We are architect of our own destiny. We are creating our next destiny from now on. With our thoughts and with our actions, we are creating our next body. So it is very important to understand truly this philosophy of Krishna consciousness and how to apply it in our daily practical life and see the result for ourselves. It's really blissful. It's really peaceful, give you real peace of mind. Then one can be happy. But without peace of mind, not possible to be happy. And not possible to have peace of mind unless one have a spiritual intelligence to know what is wrong, what is right, what is good, what is bad. So I would like to hear from you. If you have any comment, questions, please do. We'd like to have a little conversation. Would be nice. If you would like to, of course.
Thank you, Maharaj, for this great class. One thing I was wondering is we often hear about this point that our spiritual credits get transferred to our next life, but materially they don't. But one thing I was wondering is we often see people that might be like a child protege, for example, like Mozart, and they pick up something really quickly at a young age.
Yes.
So how can we understand that? Do those things also carry over in a next life?
Yes, that's possible. Prabhupada explains that somebody is a musician, is very attached to his music, he tried to do it perfectly because he loves his music. And Prabhupada said about one musician that Prabhupada used to play this music in Mayapur, the Shanai, the one instrument, And he said, this man took, many lives to perfect his music. That means if you're attached to something, you will continue doing it from one life to life. That's possible. That's there. But I mean to say that keeps you in the cycle of samsara, birth and death. So what is the use, to be a great musician? You have to die anyway. Once and again, Unless you do music for Krishna, of course. Then you can use any ability you may have in Krishna's service. Krishna saying, Bhagavata Purusham Nrishu, I'm ability in man. And we should not be proud of our abilities we may have by the Lord's kindness, mercy. Tell you one story. Once a crow found a peacock feather in the forest and put it in his tail. And he was showing off in front of the other crows. I'm a peacock now. And they were like, yes, you're a... They were laughing at him, but he thought they were praising him. So that means that we don't have to show up with borrowed feather. I don't know if that is saying or I made it up, I'm not sure. Don't show up with borrowed feather. Means any ability is coming from Krishna, from the Lord. And we should not be proud of it, but use it for, His service. Then Prabhupada said you may have many nice qualities, material qualities, and they are like many zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. They have no much value zeros, no matter how many zeros you may have. But if you put one in the front, Krishna, then they increase 10, 100,000, 100,000, million. So that's the good thing about Krishna consciousness. Everything has a real value because it's spiritual, it's eternal. Material things, you may be very, expert in different fields, but if you don't have a spiritual goal in your life, you're wasting your time, for real happiness, everlasting happiness. I forgot to mention, do you know how eagles prepare to fly? When the sun rises, they open up their wings and heat them up under the sun. And when their wings are warm enough, they take flight. In the same way, if we rise early in the morning and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and feel the warmth of Krishna's love in our heart, then we can go up high. No more coming down. Any other comment or questions? Back there, please.
Thank you so much for enlightening us with your kind words and everything, whatever you said. You said practice detachment. I want to hear from you, can you suggest some practical ways through which we can practice detachment?
Yes, very good question. How to practice detachment? Well, like I was explaining, if we know that actually nothing belongs to us, everything belongs to God because everything is borrowed. You can't keep it forever. You may have a nice house, nice car, nice bank balance, nice family, but you when you die, you can't take anything with you, isn't it? So I gave you an example. Two children, friends, And one asked the friend, please lend me the ball. I want to play with your ball. Okay, I will lend it to you, but after some time you have to give it back. Yeah, yes, I will give it back. So the boy start playing with the ball, and after an hour, his friend come back to ask him to return it. He said, no, 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 now it's mine. Now it's mine. I can't give it back. It's mine now. Children, may act like that. So we are like acting like small children. Everything we have is borrowed. There's nothing belong to us. We have it for some time, but then we have to give it up. So knowing that true, we should not be like children. No, I don't want to return the ball. No, it doesn't never belong to you. In the same way, everything we may have, we should know that actually is borrowed. It's not really we are not the real owners. The real proprietor is Krishna. We may take care of things, but we should know that this doesn't belong really to me. So that will help us to, at least, detachment is something internal, not something you show off, to others. No? It's just something you have to develop internally. Externally, you may behave normal, attached, like people, see the family, don't get disturbed that you're too detached from no. You should not do anything artificially. It should come naturally. But it should start from inside, not outside. From the inside with the real knowledge of Krishna being the supreme enjoyer and proprietor, then we can easily be detached, No? Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Any other question? Comments? Very good. Thank you everyone for coming and hearing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.